Okay, now we're ready. Okay, so I'm recording this meeting so that other people will have the information. So let's just get started. So I'm going to open up Access database. I'll just open up a blank one here. And I'll call it, I don't know, IBM. Doesn't really matter. Hit create. Okay, so we have a blank database right now. And what we want to do, first of all, I was going to show you how to create some forms, but we need to have some information in the tables first. So let's just go ahead and do that. So I'm going to hit create, table design, and I'm going to put some fields in here. Let's just say last name, first name, let's see, and let's see, salary, sure, let's do that. Oops. Okay, I'm going to change the data type on the salary to currency. All right, and that looks good for now. All right, so I'm going to save this table as employee. Okay, we don't need a primary key now, so we can get rid of this. Oops, let me close that. Okay, so let's just put some, actually, let me add another field in here. Let's just put phone number. Okay, I'm going to go to the lookup wizard, and it says this wizard creates a lookup field which displays a list of values you can choose from. How do you want your lookup field to get the values? Okay, we want to hit, actually want to hit cancel here. What am I trying to do here? No. Let me put this back on short text. Yeah, sorry about that. Well, what I'm trying to do here on the phone number is put in the parentheses around the area code and the dash, you know, so I can format it. So you go down here to input mask and you press this button here. It says you must save the table first. We'll hit yes. See right here, it has phone number here. So you can format the phone number in your field. So we want to hit the first one here. Just hit next and next. And we want the symbols. Next, finish. Okay, now we can go to data sheet view. Yes. Let's expand this a little. Oops. Okay, so let's just put somebody's name in here. John. Let's say his department is accounting. Salary, I don't know, 40,000. And here we go. You see that? How that is automatically in there. So we'll just give him a phone number, and we're done. Let's just put some more values in here. gonna show you guys this. What I like to do is if I know all the departments, instead of typing it in like this, I like to have a lookup field here. So let's just go create that real quick. We'll create a department table. Actually, department name. Well, that's fine. If I'm going too fast, I'm sorry. But this is recorded, so you can. I'll post this on the group website, so you guys can see it if I'm going too fast for you. So here we go. So I created a department table, and let's just put some departments in here. Let's see. Type engineer. Wow. I'll just put civil, whatever. Civil, mechanical, electrical, structural. All right. So we got our departments here. Close that. So now we need to establish a relationship between the two tables. So to do that, go back to the employee table, and then the department data type, we want to go to the lookup wizard here. We want to choose the first option here. We want to look up the field to get the values from another table. That's what we want here. So then we want to go, the values are in the department table. So hit next and select that. And sure, we want an ascending. Next. There it is. That's how it's going to look. And finish. Yes. So now when we go back to the employee table, we can select from our list. Okay, let's say David is civil. Let's put some more people in here. Okay. Just putting some random information in here. Okay. So I just wanted to put some values in here. All right, so we can close that. So the next thing we can do is create a little query. So we go to create query design. I don't really use the wizard. I just go right here. So we're going to add the employee table. Okay. I'm going to add all our fields. So we do that. Select everything. Okay. So if we want, you know, find all the employees that are in the accounting department, just type in accounting in the department section under the criteria. And you run that. All right. But instead of doing that, you know, I can go to it's not really functional. What you do is you set up what's called a parameter query. Instead of putting individual values like that, you can say in brackets, enter the department. And what this will do is when you run this, a dialog box will pop up and it'll ask you to enter the department. Well, I'll just test it here. See right here? Enter the department. So you enter the department and let's just say you want accounting. And you hit OK and it runs to accounting. All right. You do the same thing again. You run it and you put in civil. And it brings up all the civil employees or the people that are in the civil department. But that's not really, you see how ineffective this could be? Let's say if I put in civil and I misspell it. Well, it's not going to show anything. So that's not really, you know, the best way to do this. So what I like to do, what I usually do to handle that is I would point to an object on a form. I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's go create a form real quick. So we just go here to create, form design, and here's all our tools on a form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first select this combo box, just add it. Let's cancel, we don't need a wizard. I'm going to put in select the department. Okay. Now, what we want to do is we want to have all the departments. So to do that, this is an object right here. So we want, first of all, I want to change the object name. See how it says combo 1? I don't like that name. So I'm going to call it something that's recognizable to me. Department combo box. Okay. Now, next thing I'm going to do is go to the data section here and go to the row source. All right. Now, you can do it this way. There's a little drop down and it gives you all the list of your departments or your tables. You can just select your department table if you want. And there you go. Now let's see if that works. We'll go to form view and go to drop our departments. All right. But now we need a way to run the query. Okay. So let's go back to design view. We're going to call this query. We got to call it something first. So let's just save it. Oops. Save the object. Department. Actually, put So that's what the query is going to be called, query department. Hit OK. All right, now that that query is saved, we can reference it. First, we have to see in our query, we still have this. What we want to do is, also I want to save this form. I'm going to save the form as department form, okay? All right, so we got our query named, and we got our form named, and we got our object on the form, which is called department combo, okay? So we're going to go back to our query, and instead of putting this, we're going to reference that object on the form. And to do that, what you do is you put in brackets forms, and then the exclamation mark, the name of the form, and then another exclamation mark, and the control on the form, which is department combo. You see how it comes up? So you just select it, and there it is. So that means it's going to point to that object, and that's what we want. So we can close this form now, or query. All right, so the only thing we're missing is a way to get to that query. So what we do is we can go here and create a button. This is a button right here. Okay, and we can just say run query. Doesn't matter what you call this. All right, so now we need the button to run that query. Actually, what I could have done is use the wizard. Let's just use the wizard for now. So this little wizard comes up, and it says it's got these different actions. What you want to do is go to the miscellaneous, and then you see the last one says run query. So you just select that, hit next. There's our query. See, we had to name that first, so it would be in the list. So that's our name of our query. So hit next, and that's just a text cell showing the button. Next, finish. So there we go. So it's going to run that query. Now remember, that query, if we go back to the design view, it's going to point to this control. And that control is this thing right here. Okay? So let's test it out. All right, we'll go to form view. All right, so select the department, choose accounting, and we'll run the query. And there you go. It shows our accounting employees. All right. Now, if we want to go to civil, we can go to civil, and it shows our civil employees. This is one query now. Instead of, creating a query for accounting, a query for civil, a query for each department, we only need to create one query. So it's better to do it this way. Trust me. See, mechanical. Okay. You guys have any questions so far? Oh, I didn't even see you there, Herbert. Welcome. I've got this meeting recorded, so if you missed the beginning, I'm going to post it on the Access group, so you'll have a chance to see it. Okay, if we don't have any questions, I'm going to keep going. All right. Let's go back to design view here. Now, of course, you can change the look of this form. You can come here and right click, change the back color to whatever. It's just, what? Make it so we can see it. There we go. Okay, so I showed you guys how to use a list box. Oh, I'm sorry, a combo box. This is a combo box right here. Okay, now a list box pretty much does the same thing. And that's what this is right here. I'll show you the difference. Actually, it's just we want the first one, department. Basically doing the same thing we did with the combo box. Here you go. Okay, the only difference between a list box and a combo box is, let's see here. Go to, where's my, this didn't have the painter. Okay. We go to form view. See, this is our list. See the difference? This is the list box, and this is the combo box. Combo box, you can select just one value. A list box, actually, you can select more, but we'll just select one for now. So you can go in here and see where this is. Oh, I'm not going to show you that. For now, just know the difference. It's a list box. This is a combo box. Okay. Now, if we wanted to use the combo box or the list box instead, what we would do is just create another button here. Use that same query. Okay. Now, what's the name of this control? All right. See how I named this department combo box? We're going to call this, whoops. Not, I'm going to call this department list box. Okay. And we're going to change this query so it looks for the list box instead of the combo box. Okay. Oops. Save that. All right. You don't need it just that big. You just do this. Okay. So see how it has this little scroll bar here? That's the difference. All right. So if you want accounting, you do the same thing. You select the value that you want, and you run the query. It shows your accounting employees. Civil, same thing. So combo box, this box. Let's see. Do you have any questions? Okay. Let's see here. Now, going to let me change this back to combo box. Okay. We can get rid of this. Okay. So we got a form called department. All right. Let's create another form. Just call this. Let's just make it our startup form. And I'll use a label here. Whoops. Uh-oh. My axis just crashed. Great. Okay. That was weird. Let me go back to form design. So name of the company. Font size. Let's just make it 30. Okay. What we want to do is we have our startup form. We want a way to get to the department form. So to do that, of course, we're going to create another button. And we use form operations, open form. Form department. There it is. Okay. So this is when you press this button. Actually, I don't like title. Just change it. Okay. So you press the button, it will go to that department form. Let's call this form startup. All right. And you press the button, it sends us to the department form. That's exactly what you want. But usually you want, when you open a form, another form, you want to close the previous one. So you see how this form is still open, startup form? So what we want to do, instead of doing that, so I don't like using these wizards, I'm going to take that wizard off. I'm trying to find out where it is. Well, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of VBA. So what we want to do is open that department form and then close the startup form after the department form is open. So what we're going to do here is select the button here and go to the event tab and go to the on-click event. And what the on-click does is when you click the button, it's going to perform whatever you want it to do. So that's why I use the on-click. So we go to these three dots here and just press that. And I'm going to go to Code Builder. Okay. And see how these are commands that we already had when they use the wizard. Well, we're not going to use the wizard here. See, this is our button here. Button continue. Remember how I created that name? Button continue. So there it is. So what we want to do is open the form. So we're going to use the do command. It's DOCMD. And then you hit a dot. And you go to open form. Then you put in the form name, which is form department. And you want to display it in design, or actually in normal view. And that's it. So right now, if you click the button, continue, it's going to open, see how I misspelled it? It's going to open the department form. And we want to close the startup form after it opens this. So do another do command and we'll close, and it'll just close that form. Okay. So let's save that. Now let's just test it. We'll close this. So I hit the continue button. Didn't do it. Must be missing something. Oh. Open form. Let me see here. Maybe it's not. Let's see. All right, we'll see. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, something's going on here. Oh, I know that this part works. Just take that. Whatever. Sorry about that. Apparently it doesn't want to work right now. So let's just do what we had originally and create a button using the wizard so I can figure out why it's not doing that. All right. Well, it's not going to close it. Whatever. Okay, so just a quick overview. We created a startup form. Showed you guys how to create a button to go to another form. Right here, department form. And show you guys how to select the department and run the query based off what the user puts in here. Let's see. Are you guys with me or what? Okay. Now, you saw that little trick I did with the query, creating one query for it, that you can capture information for every department. Well, we could do the same thing for reports. Basically, you go in here and create a report. Let's do report by wizard. So I'm going in the design view. Let me use the report wizard. All right, so the report's going to be based off of the employee table. Okay, so we're going to select all the fields. There you go. And we don't want any grouping levels, so just hit next. We'll sort by last name, sure. And let's just do landscape. And the title, change that to IBM employees. Finish. Okay, so here's our report. Now, what we want to do is we want to have a report for every department, separated by each department. So here's how we can do that. I'm going to create a text box. And the same way we pointed to the name of that, the object on that form, we're going to do it the same way here. We don't need this. We just need this part. We don't need this either. We're going to grab that same code. It's not really code. It's that same object. It's in the query. I'm going to copy this. Okay. Close that. Go back to our report. And we're going to put that in our control source. Let's see. It should be equals that. Yeah, you got to put equals in front of it. Okay, so it should show whatever the value is of this control. Now, problem is there's no way to get to that report. So we have to create a button to run the report. So go back to design view. And first of all, what's the name of that report? IBM employees. I like to give it another name. See how I'm creating these names? TBL for table, query, form. It's just the way I like to do things. Okay, that's the name of the report. Report IBM employees. So all we need now is a way to run the report. So we come back here to the form and go to design view. And go to report operations, preview report. There it is. Next. Next. Finish. Okay. So now we're all set. Let's just put that here. Save that. Save all this. So now if we select accounting, it should run the query for accounting. And here it should run the report for accounting. And it does not. Shows accounting there. That's what we want. Oh, I have to set it on here. This report has to be changed to the query department. Now we're ready. We can make this larger. And see, since we have accounting here at the top, we don't need accounting here. It's the duplication. So we're going to get rid of this. Okay, so make this center that. So it just says accounting. It has our accounting employees. Now, if we want to add additional information to this title here, let's just say we wanted to call it IBM accounting employees. Okay, this is how we would do that. If you go here to back to our control, what you can do is, let's expand this control source. This section right here, of course, will bring up whatever the user puts in for that form. So if it, in this case, it was accounting. All right, so before we want to, let's say we want to put something before that. So we want to put IBM before this. So we just put in IBM. And actually, it has to be in quotations. And we want to have a space and an ampersand. Then the control here, and then another ampersand. Let's say you want to say IBM accounting employees. Okay. Employees. There we go. IBM accounting employees. All right, now let's just test this. Let's see if what will happen here if we select civil. Of course, our query will change to civil employees, and our report will change as well. There you go. IBM civil employees. You can do electrical, doesn't really matter. See, it's always referencing that control in here. Whatever you have in here, it's going to Run the query. Mechanical. Mechanical. Are you guys following? Yes, no? What about you, Herbert? Is he still here? Herbert, are you here? Okay, trying to think what else I could show you guys. I don't want to show you too much in one session. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how to filter based on, you have two different control boxes, and what we want to, I'll just show you, I'll just set it up real quick first, then I'll explain it. So we can close this, close this. Okay, what I'm gonna do is create another table here, call it city, state. Okay, I'm just gonna put some random cities in here. I'm lazy, I don't like typing. All right, let's just do one more. Okay, close this. Let's see, we'll create another form. And we just want to select the city. Actually, no, let's go back. We want to select the state. We don't want that at all. Cancel that. Sorry about that. We're just gonna create a this is a text box here. Now we can create city. Okay, show you what we guys have so far. So basically what I want to do is person's going to enter the state. Let's just say they enter Texas. They enter Texas in here. And then when they select this, right now, see it has all the cities. What I'm going to do is show you guys how to filter this box based off this control, okay? So it's called state. Oh, we're going to call that something else. State text box. This is called city combo box. All right, so we have to do something here with this. Let's save this form first of all. Let's call it city form. Okay. And now we're going to select this control right here. Let's go to data and row source. So right now it's going to show all the cities. Well, we don't want that. What we want to do is add the state field. And in the state field, in the criteria, we're going to do the same thing here. You're going to put forms. The name of the form is city. And the name of the control is state text box. Okay. All right. So once we do that, we don't need to show that. Let's see. Another thing we need to do is after the person selects this or enters a value in here, it needs to update to show that a change has been made. So to do that, we use the after update event, which is, let's see here, I'm going to do it on this control. Actually, it's like this. You select this control here, and then you go to after update. Let's go back to Code Builder. We're just going to do a requery, that's all. And it's just going to requery this. Okay, that's it. Let's just test that. Shows our cities in Texas, Dallas. You go to California, shows our cities just in California, Sacramento, San Diego, Los Angeles. Now you see how, if I go back to design view and go back to form view, we want to clear out this. So when we first open the form, it doesn't show anything. So to do that, go back to design view, and I want to go right here to the properties of the form, and I'm going to go to the on open event. Okay, code builder, and I'm going to, all I'm going to do is forgot what these names are, state text box and city combo box. Just going to clear those out. So on open, here we are. State text box equals nothing. And city combo box equals nothing. All right. Now, once you open the form, that didn't work. Here we go. City combo box, state text box. They're both cleared out. So let's save that. So there we go. Now it's cleared out. So now we can do the same thing. Florida. And we go to this box here. And it shows us our Florida cities. Now, if we want to have a button that clears it out, we can do the same thing. Go here to our button. Cancel the wizard. Clear form. And give this a better name. Go to the event of the button, on click, code builder, and we'll just use the same code we had for the on open. It's going to clear the state text box and the city text box, or a city combo box. Okay. So again, we put in Texas, shows us Dallas. If we want to clear the form, press the button, and it clears it. Okay. What we want to do is we want to put those employees, assign them to their cities and states. So go back to employee table. Put in city and state. Usually that's before the phone number. Okay. Let's open that. Yeah. You go to, I gotta go to employee. I'm going to use the lookup wizard again. Select the first option, city. Let's just say city here. Okay, I'm just going to put some cities for these people. Of course, I didn't set it up where I put in Atlanta and then this automatically puts in Georgia. So I have to type that in. It's fine. Okay. Save that. Now what we can do, let's create a new query here. Add the employee table. Select everything. We want to filter by our cities. Forms, city combo box. All right, now it doesn't run in. It's good. And we're going to call this query city. Okay, create a button to run the query. Sign. Miscellaneous. Sure. Okay. Let's see if this works. Enter the state. I can't remember what I put in here. So we want to look up, actually, we're going to type in California, and it's going to pull up California cities. And then we're going to select one. Okay. There you go. Sacramento. Run it. There we go. David Lyons. He's in the civil department, and he's from Sacramento, California. Whoops. Cancel. Clear that. Do the same thing. San Diego. Yep. Tony Bird. He's in the electrical department, and he's from San Diego, California. Do I have any questions? Anyone? I know I kind of ran through that kind of fast. Okay. Marie or Herbert, do you have any questions? Okay. Wow, you guys don't have any questions? Well, is there anything that you would like me to show you how to do? Since you guys seem to be catching it on pretty quickly. Okay. How about Pat? Anything to make unclear? Let me. You can't hear me anymore? Do you have any special requests, Pat? Okay. What about you, Herbert? Okay. Um, Marie saying that the queries were a bit dicey for her. She would like to learn how to do macros. Okay. Basically, a macro is it's just a piece of code, behind a button. I kind of showed you a little bit about macros here. This is essentially a macro where you're, executing a command. But we can go, do a traditional macro. Let's see, go to create macro. Now, I rarely ever use this because I just go into VBA. But here it's got all these different options here. So you can go here and open form, and it brings up this box here. Let's see here. Let's say you want to open the department form. All right, in the view, we want form view. And yeah, that's fine. It works. So, you have to save the macro. Okay. Let's just call it department macro, I don't know, something. So there it is, department macro. So when we run it, actually, let's close out everything. Close this. See, when we execute the macro, it opens the department. That's what we told it to do. See? So basically, I could have used a macro, you know, it's essentially the same thing. I could have gone in here and let's say, create a button and you go to miscellaneous right here. Actually, I don't want to go here. Let's say I want to create a macro that goes back to startup form. So go to create macro. Open form. Form name is startup. That's pretty much all you need there. Save it. Startup. Macro. Whoops. All right, so now we're going to create a button. Let's design. Go to miscellaneous, run macro, startup macro, one we just created, and finish. There it is. Let's see. It takes us to our startup, and that's what we want. I'm not sure exactly what kind of macros you're trying to create, Marie. Okay. Yeah, I would have to like look at the database and see exactly what's going on. Um, this is basically all I'm going to show you guys tonight. Unless you want something else that I can show you real quick. So I'm going to close this meeting right here. Unless I have any final questions. Okay. Well, thank you guys for attending, and I'm going to post this video on our group, on our Access group, and so everyone else will see what we learned today. And thank you for attending this class. Good night.